We've got a couple more hours before we head out. And before we go, there's just one thing I'd like to take a few shots of because there's something really cool about this little complex where you just go straight from the station through a shopping center where you can get souvenirs, you can find something to eat or drink, and go to the hotel. I mean, it's terrible when it comes to sightseeing, sure, but the convenience is just unmatched. It's just so cool in that respect. And to be fair, the Metropolitan back in Ikebukuro is literally kitty corner away from the Ikebukuro station there too, but it's not quite the same as getting off the Shinkansen and boom, you're right there in the middle of everything. So on the second floor, although it does take a moment for the elevators to open, I think I understand the Japanese practice of hitting the door close button because they are a little on the slowish side. Now, of course, I'm going through here while everything's closed, so... Oh, and in fact, I'm actually a little early to check anything out. That's mildly embarrassing. Then again, if you can see behind me, they've got all the steel gates down, so there's really nothing to see here in any event. We'll just have to try again later. In the meantime, you would often do a quick look around the ship on the day we were to depart, honey, so might as well do the same thing here. Just showing off the things that we keep passing by without noticing. For instance, back there, I guess Nagano is known for its sake production, and so they come up with all the bottles here. Even the escalators are turned off, and before you give me that blonde joke about how you could walk down them, there is a cordon at the bottom, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to take the elevators down and wander around the lobby just a bit. It is a bit quiet, so I'm going to keep it down here. The coffee shop is closed and will be for another hour plus. I will point out the little nook here off by the front desk. Over here there's a little alcove. And there's the washing machine and the microwave that we used for making oyaki the other day. And I think that's basically it around here. There was somebody sleeping in the lobby, and I didn't know if it was one of our people, but probably no point in greeting him. As the proverb goes, if you loudly bless your neighbor in the morning, he will think of it as a curse. Okay, I thought I might leave by this door. No dice. I was sort of feeling like being locked in, to be honest. It's a little brisk outside, but not terribly windy, so it's not that bad. But I have to admit, it's really wild to be going around and seeing the Don Quixote, the epitome of loud chaos, completely dark. This is not a city that never sleeps, and in fact, given our experience in Tokyo, it would seem that Japan does not stay awake 24/7. Just doesn't. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, you can decide for yourself, but it's just so strange. You expect it of cities. I don't know if you can see the time and temperature thing behind me, but apparently it is right on freezing at the moment, and I'm not really feeling it. I'm not wearing a jacket and only got 2 layers on, but I'm actually kind of comfortable. Maybe I'm just used to it. I'm a Chicagoan after all. In any event, I'd better hurry because the light just turned green on me. I figured that since everything else was closed, I'd do a conveni run or something like that, but once I get here, I realize I don't know what I'd want anyway. There are a few frozen goods here that appeal, but by and large, there is this sort of choice overload. And in any case, I'm gonna be having breakfast in basically an hour or so. So there's no real reason to do that. But it's just nice to get out and, I don't know, see the city while it's still dead, I guess. I don't know. It really is something. This place is wildly busy, just like its main counterpart in Tokyo. But if you catch it at the right time, there is nothing going on. It's almost eerie. It's like a ghost town. Given that I'm told that everything opens at 5:30, and it's 5:27 now, I half expect that if I stick around long enough, there's going to be a switch flipped and everything starts up and bustles. But when I look into some of the storefronts, I don't see any movement. Nobody's setting up, nothing's happening, and it's just, how is this going to get started? Is it going to get started? I can't help but wonder. Of course, as it turns out, not everything opens at 5:30 apparently, so it's not like there's a single switch that gets flipped and boom, everything's open, but it's still kind of weird wondering when it's going to happen and how, because you really don't see anybody. Just a handful of people waiting to get on the first train out. I don't know if any of us have checked out the area behind the station, down to the south. There seems to be a nice little park here to walk in, but for the moment I'm going to try and head back because we need to finish getting ourselves ready and out of here, so that means heading off to breakfast and presumably going through the shopping area one last time in order to show it off as I walk through it. Okay, and the lower level here doesn't open till either 9 or 10 o'clock, so that's a moot point. One, we need to get to breakfast, and two, by the time some of it opens, we're gonna be gone. Well, as long as I'm here, let's try this one more time. The door opens, but that seems to be about it. All the gates are down. Not really that much to see. It is so wide open when everything is open that I hadn't imagined what this place would be like when it was closed. I guess it stands to reason. They may not have a lot of theft in Japan, but this would certainly be open to it otherwise. Even the stairwell, which would be right behind me, is unavailable, which, to be fair, is in the middle of the bar, so obviously it has to be closed up. So you can't even get to the third floor from here and look around the restaurants. It's kind of funny that. Comparatively speaking, actually, it's kind of claustrophobic. But, oh well. A small adventure, I guess. Pity I can't show you that much more about what's going on here. It really is something when it's open. Yep, sure enough, the lights are coming on in here. And you can see some of the places are just starting to open up. But we're not there yet. It's going to be another hour or so. And it isn't as if we could stop and do anything about it at this point anyway. Our train leaves in like half an hour or so. Okay, 9 o'clock, a little bell sounds, and the garage doors go up. It's kind of fun to watch. Especially since we're waiting to get in.